In last video we have seen the hash code method, and we have seen how the hash code method generates the hash for our input. That is, it can be a integer, it can be a string, it can be a character, or even it can be our custom object. So in this video I will show you how to override the equals method, and how to override the hash code method, and why we need to override it by practically. So what I have done, I have created the one class, that is student. Let's add the two variables. Let's give the one as a marks, and second one is string, that is name. Okay, so that are the two parameter. Let's create a one constructor, parameterized constructor. So here I have created the class with the two variable marks and name, and I have created the constructor. Okay, now let's add one main method. Now create the object of this student. I am going to create the two student object. Student s1 is equal to new student. So what is the marks? Let's give as a 10 integer, and let's give the name as ABC. Okay, so this is our student s1. Now create another student s2 is equal to new student. Let's give the number 11 and give the name as a PQR. So what I have done, I have created two student s1 and s2. Okay, now what I want to check the equality between the student s1 and s2. So sys out s1 equal to s2. So what it will print? Of course it will print the false, because we have the two students which has a different marks and name. So it is false. Now let's try to make it as a similar one. So what will happen now? Will it return true or false? So still it is giving as a false. Why? Both the student has the same marks, and both student have the name also same. But why it's giving me false? Let me print the both object as well. Sys out s1 s2. So here student. So here it is the difference actually. What is this after add? This is the memory location. Okay, so it is the position where it is actually stored in the memory. In last if you remember, in last video I have told you, equal to symbol, it consider that both element are equal only if they are having the same memory location or same reference. That's why it is giving as a false, because even they are having the same marks, same name, but their memory location is different. That's why it is giving as a false. It is not equal. Okay, so in that case, if you want, then because I don't want to check the equality based on the memory location, I want to check the equality based on its parameter. I want to check the equality on the marks, on the name. If the both student has the same marks and same name, both the students are equal. That type of equality check I want to use. That's here we want to override the equals method. This equals, it's from object class. Whatever the equals method is now executing, it's from object class. In last video I told you, each and every class extending the by default object class, and in object class we have the one method called as equals, which checks the equality based on their memory location. Okay, so that's why it is giving as a false. But now what I want to check the student on the based on their parameter like marks, name. Okay, so that time what we have to do, we have to override the equals method. Okay, so what to do now, let's override the equals method. So public boolean equals, sorry, public boolean equals. If you don't remember the signature of the equals, then what to do, just type the object here, object class from language package, then just go to object and here control O equals, that is the method equals. So here it is the syntax. Okay, so let's copy this if you don't remember. Okay, so I have already written as a equals. So equals method takes the one parameter as a object obj. Okay, so this is the equals method, and if you want more type safety, just add the override. Okay, so what it will help us, because if I miss something here, so it will give us the exception like equals is not present or override. Okay, that's why it will ask to remove the override, because it is not present. Say equal method is not present, right? It's a equals. That's why it will help us to write the proper syntax and proper method signature. So this is the equals. Now here we have to write our own logic. So first one, what we have to do, we have to typecast student. Let's give the name as a yes object, that is student object, is equal to what I want to typecast this object into the student. Okay, and now return yes object dot name dot equal with whom, this class, this means this itself student. Okay, so this dot name, and second condition is and yes object dot marks equal to this dot marks. If marks and name are both are equal, then it will return the true, otherwise it will return the false, right? Now let's try to run this. Now it should give us the true or false. It should give us the, still we are getting false. Why? Why it is giving as a false? Because we have not used this equals method yet, because we have given the equal symbol. So let's try to add dot equals method, and now let's try to run this, run as Java application. So here it is a true. Just comment this override method and verify whether it is giving false or not. Yes, it is giving as a false. Okay, so here you can find what we have done. We have override the equals method and return our own logic to check the equality, right? Yes, so here what we have done, we have checked the name and marks both, and after that if it's equal, then it is giving as a true. Initially it was checking the memory location. Memory location was different, that's why it is giving as a false. Now in object class, if you go to the equals method, okay, if you go to equals method, here you can find on the above equal, note that it is generally necessary to override the hash code method whenever this method is override, okay, so as to maintain the general contract, okay, for the hash code method which states equal object must have equal hash code. Means whenever we override the equals method, it's necessary to override the hash code method. Even we have not override the hash code method, it will work, it will not, but the some collection like which based on the hash, like hash set is depends on hash, like then hash map, right, it's depend on the hash code. So collection that which already depends on the hash code will not work properly. That's why it is recommended that whenever you are going to override the equals method, override your hash code method. Okay, so let me try to explain this by example also. What is the issue if we not override the equals method, override the hash code method. Okay, now we have seen both the student are equal. Now let's try to explain by the hash set. Now hash set, let's take the hash set of student. Let's give the name as hs is equal to new hash set. Okay, so what I have done, I have created the object of hash set. Now what I want to try to add these two student object in that. Add s1. Now hs dot add s2. Okay, and now try to print sysout hs. Now you may have the question, hash set contains only unique element, it is not allowing the duplicates, it will not throw any exception, it will not throw any exception or error, it will simply return the false, it will not add the duplicate element, right? So here, as we have already seen, student s1 and s2 are equal. Now we have override the method, so it should add the only one element into hash set, right? Now let's try to run this. So this is the output of our println statement. So here what is this? We are getting, still we are getting the two student object in the hash set. Why? Even both are the equals, it should not allow, right? Why it is adding both the element? Why? Because it should not override or it should not add the duplicates element. Now we have override the equals method and both are the equal now as per our coding. But why it is adding the second both element into the hash set? Hash set has the property it allows the only unique element, right? It will not add the duplicate. But why it is adding the two student object? Because it is stated there, two equals, two object equals only when if both the object are equal, then it is recommended both the objects should have the equal hash code. Okay, now let's try to print the hash code for the both the tables, both the student. Sysout s1 hash code. How to print hash code? s1 dot hash code, right? Now try to print the hash code for s2. So here you can find hash code for the both the student object are different. That's why it is considering both the hash code are different. That's why has said considering both elements are the different one. That's why we have to override the hash code method also, so that it can gives us the same hash code for the same student object. So how to override? If you don't remember the signature, just go to object class and hash code method. It has a public int hash code method. So we don't need native here. Remove this public int hash code. One it will take hash code and it will return the integer value. So what I want to return the hash code. Now, as in early video I have told you that we have to create the, or we have to calculate the hash code by using some arithmetic, right? As in integer class it's simply returning the value as it is. In character class it is hash code is nothing but its ASCII value. Similarly in our Pojo class student we have to write some logic so that it can give us the hash code. So what I am doing, return, I will simply return the this dot marks as it is, and into what I will do, I will this dot what is the name, this dot name dot hash code. So what I have done, whatever the hash code of the string means name into the hash code of the into the marks, that will give us the new hash code. Means what I am doing, I have created my own logic, that is the hash code will be marks into the hash code of the name string, so it will give us the hash code. So now let's try to run. So here you can find the hash code for the both element are the same. That's why in set we are getting the only one element, because both the element, that is student s1 and s2, has the same hash code. That's why it is adding the only one element into the hash set. That's why it's given that whenever we are trying to override the equals, we should override the hash code method, because whatever the collection using hash already, that is hash set, hash map, hash table, in that case your code may not be work properly. So it's recommended to override the hash code as well. So you can add this annotation here, so to avoid the confusion, it is the overrided method. Okay, so hope so guys you are clear what we have done here, and now I think that the concept of this hash code, overriding equals and hash code is much clear now. Now this will help us to understand the internal implementation of the hash set, which we will study in the next video.